Hello. Hi. How are we today? We doing good? Good? Okay, perfect. Then we can continue. So, so I thought I would do a video showing you guys my craft room and what I use to like customize my dolls and like just like what I do and how I do like all of my projects basically. I have a lot of stuff and I recently cleaned up my craft room a lot, so I figured this would probably be the best time to show you before it actually turns into chaos again. So, yeah, let's get into it. So as you can see, I have a lot of dolls. A lot of them are like collectors. Like here's some Barbie. I have like Rainbow High, Monster High, like Ever After High. I have Bratz somewhere too. Like I have a bunch of different ones and there's still like so much that's not like on my wall yet. If you guys ever want like an in-depth video on what I have and all that, let me know. But there's also like a bunch that I have like customized too. So they're all kind of like in there. So if you want like an in-depth video, let your girl know and we can definitely do that. Forgive the angle. I'm gonna get into like where I have all my fabric stored first because that is like the number one thing, like with if you're making like outfits and things like that, is like you need fabric, and I'm kind of a fabric hoarder because you never know when you need it, and that's kind of how I view everything with crafts. So in here I have like old clothes that like even stuff I found at the thrift store. Like it's divided by tops, bottoms, dresses. I have all of this fabric that's not in its other spots. This I have is a bunch of different colors of tulle. This is a scraps bin. This is a ribbon bin. This is also another scraps bin. I have more trim bin. And I think these are, these last two are yarn. Along with that fabric, I also have some here. I have some here. It's like, what do I have in there? Oh, that's a cat toy. But I have some in here. And then I have my Joann's Fabrics Wannabe right here. Everything is on a bolt in there. And then I also have some fabric in here. I have some in here. There's spare fabric in there. Yeah, pretty much right there. There's fabric everywhere. Okay, so as far as like supplies go for actually like rerouting and like painting the doll's face, I have a bunch of like acrylic paint, and that's something I get asked about a lot. Like what do I use to paint? I just take acrylic paint and water it down. That's all you have to do. Doesn't matter what brand. And I would just say like go slow. Work slow. Because if you get like me, get a little impatient sometimes and do like a big glob, it's not gonna work. I have a lot of this like Studio 71. Oh no. And then I also have, I use like, I'll even just go to Walmart and get like Apple Barn, like Apple Barrel, whatever it's called. That works too. So truly like paint brand does not matter, I don't feel, just because like I said, you just water it down. There's that. So to take off the faces, depending on what it is that I'm working on, I use 100% acetone nail polish remover. I also have this other one that's like a little bit more gentle. I'm currently getting into customizing skull pandas. you know. And I'll use this one to get like the main details off because this is a little bit harsher on them, but like for dolls, I've never really had an issue. I will say this is not fun to use on Integrity Toys dolls either because it'll melt the vinyl. So just, if you're using it, if it's 100% acetone, like it'll get it off, but it'll try and take some strays along with it. So just be careful, kids, okay? Be careful, friends. And then I have some of my other stuff. So to do the faces, I spray with Mr. Super Clear. I have used like the matte UV cut spray, and then I've also used the glossy spray. I use the glossy for Skull Pandas because I want them to like still have that gloss to them, and it's actually not too bad because I was really nervous. I'm like, oh my god, I don't want it to be super shiny. I was a little nervous. But like otherwise, like I just use matte on like my Monster High dolls and stuff like that, just because like that's what I want. I use watercolor pencils. This is the brand, and I got this one because it's 72 of them, which I like don't like trying to have to mix my own colors. It's just a pain in the butt. You never quite, I don't know about y'all, but I am always nervous that I'm never gonna get the exact color again twice, so I'm just like, And those are a little goofed, but it's okay. So like I love these though. They're super easy to use. Just do a little bit of water and it glides like magic. So if you're looking for any, I recommend them. That's what I use. I have Got To Be glue. I use that to like glue down hair if there's like certain styles, like example, Cleo Denial, her bangs. And even Frankie Steen, I'm like looking at the ones I've done, Draculaura, and even my Claudine. They're right there. I'm not just looking at space. They're right there. But this is like what I use, and it helps keep the style together. For hair glue, like to glue in the hair, honestly, I just use tacky glue. Miss Eileen's, she's never done me wrong, so I just use her. Yeah, there's got to be an counter. I don't know how to do that, but so there's those. I also, so besides the paints, besides the pencils, soft pastels is another one that I use. I got these. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that brand because I already can't pronounce things as it is. But I use these. They're the soft pastel. 48 colors in here. Yeah, you can tell she's been used a little bit. And I love these. They're very pigmented, and it's nice too because like you can layer them really nicely. And I just have a bunch of brushes. My favorites to use. Hello. A lot of it's going to depend on like what you're doing with it too. But I would say these are probably the brushes that I use the most. Wow, I use a lot. Okay. These kind of like flat brushes, I like to use these guys to do like the blush and to like put the base eyeshadow in there. It just depends. And I even like to use these for highlight too. They can really kind of like pack in that product a little bit and they blend out nice. This kind of a fluffier brush, this guy I will use to like wipe away excess stuff, but also too if I just need to like lightly put something in there and just kind of like blend out the edges, I like that for that one too. This one, little angle, I like to do for like stuff like in here. Like if I'm like really trying to be precise with the doll and I really want like a specific color in a specific spot, I'll use this one. I know it looks a little crazy and maybe I'm not doing it right, but that's what I use. I got cut off. But I have this one too that I like to use for like highlight brush. This one I also like to use for the lips. And like any like small, you know what I mean, like just like details and stuff too. This dude, can you see? Okay, so it's like a very small angle brush. I like to use this to pack in color. I don't know what it is about this, but like it really, like if I get some of this and I just dig it in there, it packs all the color, and I love that. Also because it's smaller too, you can kind of carve out where you want it to go. And then these dudes, you can see, you want super, super, super tiny little brushes. I like to use this one the most, because it's the tiniest brush I have, besides one that has like one singular, like hair. You can't even see it. It has like one piece of hair on it. But I like this one to do the doll's eyeliner, and also like the catch lights. I'll also use like the bottom, little dip in little paint, put it on there. There's a catch light. You're good to go. This one I like to use for thicker lines though too. So like if you have other details. So you definitely need, I would do that too. What else do I use? Things, lots of things. I also have this brush, and I like to use this to kind of just dust off the whole face. Make sure to like clean it in between, because I've accidentally gotten different colors on stuff that I didn't intend to get on. Like if I'm working on something purple and then all of a sudden there's green in there, I'm like, oh shoot. So yeah, clean your brush. Clean your brushes, kids. Yeah, so I just use that to brush off the faces, and it's very soft. And honestly, all these brushes you can get, you don't need expensive brushes like these. I've had forever. I'm pretty sure I stole this from my high school when I was in high school. So don't do that. Don't steal stuff. But just saying, like, I've had these brushes forever and they still work. This one could have also been bought at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I don't know, but I've had them forever. Like, and I have a whole thing of paintbrushes. So, and it's kind of just like figuring out what you like to use as terms as brushes go. But there are those. And I use those with the soft pastels too, because it makes life easier. You could even use Q-tips if you wanted. Just depends on what the look is that you're going for. Sometimes I've even used my fingers, just because I'm like, I just need that color on there, you know. There is that. I also have these that I use. So if you know, you know. I have this broken Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Child palette. And I use this for highlighter on my dolls. Now, I know technically you're probably not supposed to do that. Do I care? No. These, but like the colors are gorge. So like, hello, you know. I've had people tell me I should use like mica powder instead and stuff. And I'm like, you're right. So I'll get there one day. But I've got so many eyeshadow palettes and stuff too. So I'm like, meh, it'll be fine. These, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Some girl at the mall scammed me into buying these, and I'm kind of thankful for her for it, because I have these 5 colors and I love them. Okay. I use this gold on everything. And the nice thing about these two is how she really sold me on these. One, the colors were pretty. So I have gold. I have this girl, we are not closed all the way. That's crazy. This white color. This one, there's one of them that's a little, okay, so this one's purple. This looks like it should be pink. It's not, and it trips me up every time. It's got like a purpley blue situation going on with the pink undertones. It's not fully pink. It's fine though. And then this one's like a purpley blue black. Yeah, buddy. Okay, but the nice thing about these, and how she really sold me on these, was that because they're made, it's a mineral eyeshadow. I'm trying to see if any of them, oh, Mineral Cosmetics. That's literally all it says. This is the brand specifically. But the way she really sold me on these was because if you add water to these, she's like, it kind of turns into like an eyeliner. And I was like, girl, that's crazy. So I have used these like as an eyeliner on dolls too. Like my Cleo Denial, I did like the Eye of Horus, and then I did like a gold line going inside of that. Right here, baby. Right there. Chef's Kiss. I love them. So I use these religiously. religiously, and they are nice like on my actual face too, so I use those. I also just kind of use whatever other eyeshadow palettes I need to use at the moment, because like I said, I have so many eyeshadow palettes and I have so many colors, so I'm just like, I'm gonna use it, and if it's already there, I'm just gonna use it. So I've used the Huda Beauty, we rock with her heavy. ColourPop, that's another one we rock with heavy. Very much though, like, use the eyeshadows at your own risk, because I've heard like one girl commented on one of my videos and was like, hey bestie, like, it's something with the way the oils break down or whatever. I personally have had no issues, so do that at your own discretion, but that's what I use, that's what I love. So yeah, that's what I use. Okay, now you're probably wondering, all right, girly girl, we've broken down fabrics that I use. We've broken down what I do for the face. We lightly touched on the glue that I use to glue the hair, but we have not talked about the hair. I just bought a pair of scissors randomly from Sally's one day. This is the rerouting tool that I use. Can you see that little duder? It's a rerouting tool. That's all it is. I bought it from dollplanet.com. I get all of my hair from them. I've gotten hair from other places before, but those shops, I can't find them anymore. So I'm not going to mention them. But the Doll Planet, I love them. It comes so quick. Like, I just love them. And I have so many of their stuff. So much of their stuff. All right, get ready. My God. Okay, it's not that heavy, I'm just dramatic. Okay, so this is my doll hair stash, featuring another container that my mom gave me, because my mom is a crafter just like me, so we both do a lot of the same things, and then we get each other into our hobbies. So yeah, so I have a bunch of hair. Those are pipe cleaners, you don't need those. That's wire. I promise there's hair in here. Okay, here we go. See, there's this, and I try to keep it color coordinated. There's pink, and usually like when I buy hair, I just buy it in bulk, because I know I'm going to need it for like a million other projects. And like when I'm getting ready to like place an order, like when I was doing all my Monster High dolls, I was like, okay, like try to map out like, okay, this is the next doll I'm working on, this is what I'm going to work on next. And then I just bought all the hair at the same time, and I usually buy bulk, but planning ahead, then I know how much to buy and what colors to get, so it works out. But yes, so this is a bunch of the hair, and I also love it because they have different like textures. Hello, thank you. Oh my God, I don't even know if they have this anymore. I assume they do. This is the glow in the dark hair. I love it. Oh, and here's one of my assistants. Hi, Simon. Hi, Bubby. Hi. They don't want to look at your butt. You got it. Thank you. You're so cute. Thank you. Oh, hi, baby. Oh, baby. That's my baby. I have 3 cats. They're great assistants. Sometimes. They cuddle a lot. Hi, baby. This one in particular, he likes to knock things over. So I have to be careful what I put on here when he's around. But it's okay. We're going to put this down. Hi, Bubby. Please don't eat my brushes. Oh, okay. There's a lot going on. Yeah. So that's pretty much, oh, he's a cootie baby. Ah. So that is pretty much what I use for making all my stuff. I have my fabric. I have beads and ribbons and findings and stuff too. I would also recommend like a little toolkit, just because it makes life so much easier, honestly. Especially like if you want to make like accessories for your dolls. Like I make all the earrings for the dolls, the belts, that like I make everything. I just don't do shoes, because that's a journey I don't need to go on yet. I'm not ready for her yet. So maybe down the line. But yeah, so that's a lot. Those are the things I use. This is my space that I create on. Also, the sewing machine that I use is a Singer. It's the heavy duty one. I also hand sew a lot of stuff. Like if it's something like continuous and it's, I can just sew it real quick on the machine, I do. Otherwise, I hand sew a lot, which is why I can't have nails, because my hands are constantly busted. But it's okay, for the love of the craft, But yeah, so if there's any other questions you have, or if there's anything you want me to like go specifically over, if you even just want a video of me showing all of my fabric, I will do it. Hi, Simon. Thank you for knocking that over. You're living up to your reputation. If you want videos of my cats, let me know, because they're in here a lot. And so, yeah, if there's anything else you want to see, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Just let me know everything, you know. Okay. Hope you have a great day. Goodbye.